How's it going, everybody? Kamasu Automatic back here with another stream. We're going to be doing another Call to Arms, Gates of Hell Ostfront video. So I'm actually redoing the mission that I did last time. I did this mission yesterday on yesterday's stream, but I reviewed the video a couple of times, and I wasn't satisfied with the way the audio came out. The audio of the game was a little bit too loud, and you couldn't hear me for actually majority of the video because there's such loud combat and artillery going on in the gameplay that it turned out that it was very difficult to hear me. So here I am once again. I'm going to redo this video because like I said, I'm doing a little bit of a series of this game here, and I want every video to be watchable basically and interesting. So we're going to redo that mission. The mission was called the Back to Square One, I believe. Let's see here, Ostfront. Yep, Back to Square One. It's the second level of the German campaign once again. So here we go. We're starting off. This is going to be the first mission in the series that takes place in 1942. So we're beginning a new year here. We're going into 1942. I'm going to go ahead and click on. I'll watch that cinematic, and then I'll give a little bit of backstory history on the actual conflict, the actual operation and battle that was going on in the real-time war, and then we'll go on with the gameplay and see how it goes. And like I said last time too, sorry, this one has it's a defensive mission, so it gives you some doctrines to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and select the all-around doctrine because that's the one that gives me the kind of vehicles that I like to use the most in this kind of mission.
January 1942. The Soviet counterattack that started about a month ago has shocked the Germans. Fresh Soviet troops, well trained and equipped for winter, have been brought to Moscow and have attacked over a wide front. The Germans have had to give up most of their forward positions, and some units are in danger of being surrounded. Konevsk-Linin front threatens to cut off Model's 9th Army and Hübner's 4th Panzer Army. A quick repositioning is needed for a chance to extract German troops and close the front again. They fall back while defending attacks from all sides. When they finally reach a defendable position, they realize they are back to square one. The Dneiper crossings they so confidently took in October are now at the center of attention once again. In this mission, you will have to defend your local HQ against the Red Army. They will attack your position from multiple directions. Use the old Soviet positions to your advantage. If needed, you can call in air support from ZG-26, the only ground attack unit left in this sector.
Okay, so here we are, January 16th, 1942. We are back in the village of Glushkovo. If you remember in our previous video there, the first mission we did, or the first video we did for the German campaign in this game, we were attacking Glushkovo and pushing up through the Dneiper. I made a little bit of mistake actually with the history on that one. So I said in that video that we were crossing the Dneiper River. We were actually crossing the Seym River. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's a river that's a little bit east of the Dneiper. So I think the game got a little bit mixed up on its history there because they said that we were crossing the Dneiper in that level, but I looked at the geography of that village Glushkovo, where it's actually located in Russia, and it's east of the Dneiper River. So they've already crossed the Dneiper, and I guess what they meant by securing the crossings is they were securing the crossings that they had already crossed. So we've been pushed back to Glushkovo. We, in that mission there, the first German operation that we did, we secured those bridgeheads in order to move up to Moscow and support Operation Typhoon, which was the operation to secure Moscow for the Germans and take it out of Russian hands, obviously. So that mission, or that operation, sorry, didn't actually go very well, didn't go as planned, it didn't go as the Germans had planned it to. What they wanted to do is do somewhat of a pincer attack on Moscow. So say here's the city right here. They wanted to have two attack forces go around it and meet up in the back, cutting off the Leningrad-Moscow rail line as the northern attack did so, and linking up with the southern attack and somewhat encircling the city and bringing it under siege. Kind of like what they did with Leningrad there. We talked about Leningrad in the previous video a little bit, and that city is still under siege at this point in the game. So that was the plan that the Germans had there. They wanted to put Moscow under siege and kind of hopefully cripple the Soviet Union economically was the idea. That probably would have happened. You know, it very well could. I mean, obviously, if Moscow was put under siege and disconnected from the rest of the country, it would really put a hindrance on the Union's ability to fight back the German invasion there. However, I don't think it would have ended the war right there. I don't think the Soviets would have actually surrendered right then and there. I think it would have been a couple of months more, maybe another year or so fighting before the Soviets actually surrendered. But if the Germans did succeed in taking Moscow, then the war would have definitely turned out a lot differently. If the Germans didn't win, it definitely would have dragged on for a lot longer, most likely. So, but anyways, the Soviets were able to mass up a lot of counterattacks. They were actually able to bring up some reserve armies from Siberia, as well as the Far East. They had a lot of troops on the Far East stationed on the Manchurian border and close to a place called Port Arthur in Vladivostok, because they were fearing a possible Japanese invasion from that area. However, at this point, the Russian command realizes that the Japanese are not going to be invading, because at this point, the Japanese are tied up in a war with the United States and the Pacific Islands. So they have pulled back their troops from the Far East and repositioned them in and around Moscow, and were able to use them for quite some pretty hardcore counterattacks there, obviously, which successfully pushed the Germans out of that area. I believe it was the 7th Panzer Army. The German 7th Panzer Army was actually able to get within 35 kilometers of Moscow. Sorry, not Moscow, actually, the Kremlin. So the Kremlin itself within the center of Moscow, 35 kilometers. But then the 1st Soviet Guards Army was able to repel that force with a pretty successful counterattack there. There were some other German Wehrmacht units, some regular Wehrmacht units that were able to get within 29 kilometers of the city. Of the Kremlin, sorry. And these guys actually report in their war diaries that they were able to see a lot of the buildings and some of the those like little spherical temple-looking buildings in Red Square and whatnot through their binoculars. So they got pretty close to securing the city. However, the Soviets, like I said, were able to push them back with some heavy-duty counterattacks. The winter also had a big deal with that, or a big influence on that outcome as well. The Germans at this point were not really prepared for the winter. There were some pretty nasty logistical issues going on behind the German lines, and they really weren't able to bring up winter kit and supply their troops with the proper winter kit for the 1941-1942 winter there. And you can obviously guess that in Russia during the winter, you're going to want some winter kit. So that really put a damper on the Germans' fight there as well. So it was a combination of all of that. Winter, the weather had a lot to do with it, and then you had a lot to do with just the sheer amount of Soviet soldiers and the counterattacks they were able to do. So at this point, January 16th, 1942, Operation Typhoon has been declared a failure, as well as Operation Barbarossa, and the Germans in this part of Russia are now on the retreat, being pushed back, and we've been pushed back here to Glushkovo. So we're going to go ahead and start this mission here and try to see if we can stop this Soviet advance from pushing us back any further closer to the Dneiper River, and do the best that we can here. We're going to have some Flak 88s with us here, some pretty decent anti-tank artillery guns there, as well as some tanks that we'll be able to position around our line to help us defend from the attack, machine guns and mortars too. So, and we're going to have some Luftwaffe air support, some bombing runs and stuff like that to help us out. So hopefully I'm sure that'll give us a pretty good edge on the defense there. So I'm going to go ahead and press start, and we're going to see what we can do here.
Allmächtiger. This place looked much better the first time we came around.
The Führer had said we encircled the Bolsheviks in Moscow by Christmas. I imagine he failed to specify which Christmas that would be.
We got a visitor on today's stream.
Shut it. Our situation is no laughing matter. We are about to be surrounded by an overwhelming force with little to counter the relentless counterattack. The only thing playing in our favor is the stellar performance of our close air support. Herr Offizier, Reporting in as requested.
Good to have you here. Come closer. You once led the assault of this sector. Today, I need you to defend it with the help of a Luftwaffe. I expect a full Soviet assault on the north and the northwest. We are the only thing standing in the way of the Soviets and the encirclements of our armies. There will be no more retreats. Am I making myself clear? I am assigning you a brigade of our most devastating weapon against the Bolshevik armor, the 8.8 anti-aircraft guns. You should plan your tactics entirely around these guns. These men are our artillery signalers. The flares will mark the way for Höppner's 4th Army Artillery. Use them sparingly. The Luftwaffe Squadron ZG-26 will support your ground forces. Good luck, Herr Leutnant. Aside from air support, we are cut off, so expect no reinforcements. Keep some reserves in the rear to plug holes in the defenses.
All right, so that's the situation there. We have this defensive position here that we need to hold on to and prevent the Soviets from overrunning and taking here. You might notice that this area looks a little bit familiar in the, like I said, in the first mission of the German campaign. This is exactly where we started. Our units started off right in this area here, and we pushed up this road, and we took this part of Glushkovo. And then if you remember, we swung west over here. There's some Russian units in and around here that we took out, and then went up there and carried on from that area. So it might look familiar to some of you. So, and we've been pushed back here, obviously, like I said, and now we need to defend it. So we have a lot of resources here to help us defend. Right here we have a Panzer III with a crew sitting next to it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these crew guys into that Panzer and throw it down on position somewhere where it's going to be able to help us out. And I'm going to throw him up in this area for now. While that's happening, we're going to go down here and we're going to get some, we got some infantry, just some infantry units around this area. We're going to go and throw them around in the trenches up where we were just looking at. There they are right there. I'd like to split this squad in two, so I'll send these guys over here. And I'm going to send the other part of that section there to go up in this area. Now we have a couple of engineers to build us some defensive positions and whatnot. So these three guys here, these are engineers. I'm going to go and throw these two guys onto this little track motorcycle here. Send them over to this position. And I'm going to take the other guy, get him to jump on his motorcycle. And I'm going to throw him up here. Nice thing about these engineers that they can do is they can build just some defensive positions, trenches, tank traps, tank ditches, little areas to hide in, just give your troops more cover and whatnot. So that's what we're going to do in the meantime before the Soviets start hitting us. We're going to get these guys to roll up into position and make it a little bit easier for our guys to defend. And while they're rolling up, we also have these two guys here. These two guys are artillery signalers. They were mentioned by our Hauptmann there earlier at the briefing. These guys have flare guns on them, and they're going to be able to call in an artillery strike on position. So they're going to be definitely quite important for us to use. So I'm going to send them up to that area there. And these guys are having a little bit of a rough time getting up to position. He decided it would be a good idea to reverse all the way there, but I digress. I'm going to get him to turn around, and there we go. Sometimes the AI is a little bit questionable in this game, and you got to help him out. So we're going to have some Russian artillery coming in here. It's going to start hitting up around the north. It's going to hit north of our position. A couple of shells will land within our lines, but hopefully we can hold out and not get hit too hard by that. I'm going to wait before sending the engineers up and start building defense positions. I'm going to wait for that artillery strike to finish before I do that, obviously. So in the meantime, I can get this guy here, and he's going to start building some trenches where that artillery isn't falling. As you can see here, I can throw down a large trench. I'm going to throw one right there and right there. And he's also going to be able to give us a tank trench, so I'm going to throw that right there. Those things are quite handy. You can drive a tank up in there, and he's going to be quite hidden and hard to hit from enemies. So he's going to go ahead and get to work. And while he's doing that, we also have a few more vehicles here we can use for our advantage. We have some vehicle crews here that we can go and throw in a couple vehicles. We have a Panzer II here and a Panzer I behind it, so I'm going to get these guys to jump into that Panzer II and move them up on position. We also have a captured Soviet PT-7 that's been painted in German decals here, so it doesn't get friendly fire on it. So that's a pretty good vehicle to have. I'm going to throw some guys in there, and we'll definitely use that. That Russian artillery is still coming down pretty hard. I hope you guys can hear me. The last time I did this stream, this is where the audio started cutting out, so hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better over that, over those shells coming down. I'm gonna try to remember to talk a little bit louder while we're getting hit like that. So I'm just waiting for that artillery to finish still before we start getting guys up there. I'll stage these guys up in this little crossroad area for now. They should be safe. Actually gonna keep this guy here.
I thought our defenses were further north. Well, that's one way to clear our line of fire. Brace yourselves. The enemy will soon make their appearance.
I'm gonna make sure our Hoffman. Okay, yeah, there he is. This guy is our Lieutenant, so that's actually me. Technically, this is me in the game, the Lieutenant. So I'm gonna make sure I'm in there nice and snug and I don't get killed. We have some more infantry we can use. I'm just trying to look for them. The thing about this mission, I love this mission. It's one of my favorite ones in the game, but I always feel like I'm missing something. I always feel like I'm forgetting to do something. This guy to go up here, get one of those engineers to jump off, and then we'll get him to move up here. Start building positions over there, so... Oh, we've already got the first wave of the Soviet attack coming in. We've got a BT-7, it looks like, coming up down the front here. His track just got hit. He's getting fire from our Pak-36. Yep, Pak-36 is laying down fire on him. It looks like he's doing a pretty good job, so they're going to keep that at bay. Let's not forget about this engineer. Where did I put him? He's right here. I'm going to get him to go ahead and build a tank ditch for our Panzer III. Right here would be a good idea, I think. And after that, I'm going to get him to start building some trenches for our infantry to move up into, probably in around this area here. This guy just moved up into position. I'm going to get him to jump off, and he is going to lay down some tank traps along this area here. So there's going to be some Russian tanks coming up in this area, so I'm going to lay down some tank traps so they're not able to cross that road so easily. A couple sandbags here just to make it look cool. Alright, we can throw a couple infantries down there. Our right flank is holding up on that attack quite well so far. Now, I swear to God, there's still some infantry for me. Yeah, okay, yeah, so we got some infantry right here. For these guys, there should be a trench. I'll get them to go there for now. I'm gonna get this guy to build them a trench. We should have another trench available. Yep, these two trenches here are available now, so we're gonna go ahead and throw this small squad in there. And he's gonna go over and start building that tank ditch for us there, that tank trench for our BT-7 to hump in. And we got two crew members, or one crew member that didn't need to go in there. He's still over there, so I'll get him to run back, and I'm actually gonna get him to jump on this KFZ 2221 there. Nice little anti-infantry vehicle and anti-infantry armored car that the Germans used. And we'll get him a couple crew members to join him. And there is a Jagdpanzer over in this bush over here that I'm gonna get these guys to jump into and put into action. The engine on this guy is broken, but the gun will still work, so I want that thing manned, and it's a tank destroyer, so we'll get some tank kills with that. Move that Panzer II up on the farming compound there to assist that infantry. And I'm going to get this other artillery signaler. I meant to do it earlier, but I'll get this artillery signaler to run up over in this trench here. This guy's doing good. He's laying down those tank traps. He's doing quite well there. Let's check in with our friend over here. There, that tank jet is ready to go. We'll move him out of the way and get that Panzer III to roll up on position there. And then we'll get him to start building some trenches for infantry, because we're going to get some more infantry later on in the level to assist us with this here. So I think one trench will be good enough. And after that's done, we're going to get him to start laying some tank traps just in this general area here. Alright, that's all he can lay down, and then he's going to have to resupply, so... I think we're doing good here so far. I think we have consolidated our troops quite effectively at this point. I feel like everybody's been deployed where they need to be deployed. That gun, we're going to want to keep that gun back there. I just want to get one more infantry squad in that trench right there, but I don't think I have any available at the moment. I kind of want to keep everybody where they're at right now. Actually, I'm going to take this squad and move them up, so they can always fall back if need be. This guy's just about to finish that tank trench for BT-7 there. And there you go, he's done. And I'm going to get BT-7 to roll up. And now I'm going to get this guy to just run in that little circle there and resupply his engineering supplies. And we will have him build some tank traps up in this area
I'm
here.
sure they did not like a warm welcome. Stay put. The enemy will try to flank us.
Try to funnel them in, so they have to go down that road there. And our BT-7 will be able to just plug away, as well as our Flak 88 right there. We'll be able to just create a kill zone right there for those guys to smash some tanks as they're forced to go through that little bottleneck in the road there with those tank traps once they're set up. So looks like we've got a lone soldier down here we forgot about. He must have just came back from the MIR or something, so let's go and get him to reconnect with these guys up here. Strengthen that squad a little bit. We've got a medic with them there too, so if anybody gets hurt in that area, they'll be able to be attended to quite quickly. That trench is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this squad that I moved up earlier and throw them in that trench just to spread out the firepower a little bit. I think we're doing good so far. Our engineer there is just about to put down that one last tank trap there. And we'll be able to get him to fall back into his motorcycle and figure out what we want to do with him next. Probably get him to just hop on and move down to that area there, resupply our friend there, and assist him in putting more tank traps in that area, because I feel like we got this spot there pretty good. Got some Soviet armor rolling up. Let's swing this Flak 88 around, get that gun around, and start laying down fire on him. Want to kind of hit him before they're able to get around that bush. I should have taken out his track. Oh, it did. There we go, got his engine down. Two tanks were able to get past us there, unfortunately, but the other guys on the side of that will be able to take him out, I think. There's another track down for you. And those trees, I think, are going to block us, but that is out of action anyway. The crew just hopped out, so we're going to leave the AI there, and we're going to start concentrating on these two guys that are rolling down range here. We got a BT-7 rolling down range. Should be able to make quick work of them with our Flak 88 that's positioned down this area here. In fact, I think we have a vehicle that we can also push up. Well, I had this guy here, but he's not much help, but I'm going to push him right there, just give him some machine gun support. I think what my best bet maybe is to get this BT-7 to reverse out of position for a bit and move up over there and assist that Flak 88 on taking down those tanks that are going to be rolling up on that right flank. Yeah, he's already firing at them. Yeah, there they are. There's one. First one's coming down that road. Let's go ahead and get some rounds down range on him. Yeah, that Flak 88 doesn't even look like it needs help. Getting under T-26 looks like maybe over there. I'm going to see if I can get him. Just missed him. Man, this gun's inaccurate. It's probably because I'm driving and shooting. Gotta stay still. I don't want to get hit, though. Damn it. There we go. Now that crew's gonna hop out and I'll take him down with my MG. Unless they're killed. Nope, he's still running. Ooh, that was close. He almost took us out. Almost got a hit on us. Luckily we were able to catch him before he did that. Alright, let's go and get this tank back in position before he gets taken out. It was kind of dumb what I did there, but I just wanted to have some fun. Fool around a little bit, whatever, right? Go ahead and throw this guy back in that tank trench there for him. Oh, we almost destroyed our fucking engineer motorcycle there. Thank God we didn't. Our engineer's still up there putting down those tank tracks. The tank traps, sorry. Alright. And we're good. Still got some infantry around here. We got our artillery signal. Let's go ahead and throw a artillery flare down there, and we can see if we can get that infantry taken out. Get that guy back in the trench. You hear that already coming in? Boom! Put that tree right back up. It's gonna prop that tree right back up and replant it. That guy got lucky. That guy got really lucky. That shrapnel should have flown. He should have gotten killed by shrapnel, I'd say. Ooh, I thought that was one of our tanks, but that was just a Soviet tank that got quite close. Jesus Christ. He got really close. I'm surprised he didn't fucking take out our flak. We'll be able to, close up some of our gaps here shortly. We're going to get some reinforcements in a little bit, and we'll be able to close up some of our gaps. Because I'd like to get another tank or something over by that flak 88 that's on the left flank. Just one more gun. I think this guy should be done. Yeah, he's done, so I'm going to get him to hop back here. And we got a attack coming in from the north, so let's get back up there. I forgot to put down some more tank traps in the meantime, but once we repel this attack here, I think we'll be able to do it just fine. Let's go ahead and throw that engineer in a trench so he doesn't get hurt. And I am going to make sure that our flak 88 is facing the proper direction. Alright, now let's get ready for this attack here. He's a HE in the breach. Let's go ahead and load a AP round. I guess he was fighting infantry last time. Yes, this is the Flak 88, one of the best guns of World War II. 88mm cannon on it. It was used for anti-tank, anti-air, and artillery. It was a very versatile gun. You could shoot a plane with it, you could shoot a tank with it, and you can harass infantry with it. So I'm actually quite surprised that every artillery piece after the Flak 88 didn't try to copy it, because it was, in my opinion at least, it's probably one of the best artillery pieces ever made in history. The Germans were very effective with it. The Allies and the Russians feared this gun. Got a direct hit on that T-26 over there. That's looking good. Oh, that guy's PT-7 still in action, so go ahead and put another shell on him. Here we go. His engine's taken out. Crew's bailing out, so we're good. We got a interesting vehicle over here, actually. I'm going to go ahead and move over, we'll get a good view of this. So this guy right here, this is the T-28. It's quite an interesting vehicle. As you can see, it's very unique looking. Three-turreted tank. It has its main 76mm cannon turret in the middle there, along with two DT machine guns. Those two turrets there in the front. And there it goes, just like that. That's a tank that was used in the early stages of the war by the Soviets, and they thought it was going to be quite successful, but it turned out to not be very successful. And they ended up creating some other designs that did a lot better than it. So I think around 1943, then 1942, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they stopped using that tank and they started using other vehicles more prominently, like T-36 and whatnot. The T-36 was one of the best tanks in the war, I think. Panzer II's plugging away at some Soviet infantry in the bush there. Let's go ahead and call in a airstrike on these guys to keep forgetting about our air support, so we might as well use it. So now we're going to have a German Luftwaffe attack bomber coming in here, and he's going to drop a bomb on those Soviet infantry there, and it's probably going to shake them up quite a bit and do quite a bit of good damage. And I think we got some more targets back here, so just for the shits and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and call another airstrike right there. And we got some troops there. We've got a strafing run right there. We're going to have quite a fireworks show in this little area here, so let's watch. quite a big bomb he drops down there, as you can see. There's a lot of area cover. His troops are starting to get a little freaked out. They decided to retreat. Getting strafed by the nose gunner. Already down. Good work, good work. Luftwaffe did a good strafe there. Good bombing run. Got a lot of targets down. A lot of confirmed kills. We're doing well here.
Excellent work holding the Bolsheviks in check.
And I think we have a chance to go and throw down a few more tank traps here.
Ill prepared. Prepare for an attack from the southwest.
I'll get this guy to hop on his motorcycle, drive down there and resupply him and assist him in putting up some tank traps there. Because, like I said earlier, we have this flank covered. I'm happy with the defense on that flank. I want to start putting up a little bit more defense on this flank here. Not too worried about this area being opened up. We have our flak cannon there that can take care of anybody that goes through, as well as we're going to, as I said before, we're going to get some reinforcements coming in. I'm going to be able to add a couple more cannons in this area here. Hopefully this guy doesn't get taken out. And so he's resupplied, and I'm going to get him to jump out. Assist him in putting down some Rommel's asparagus. Let's put a nice line of it right along the road. Maybe even scoop it back in there just for fun. Let's make it really unpleasant for those Russian tanks to try and get through that area there. No point in putting down barbed wire. Throw down a sandbag on each flank of that tree's kind of blocking the other way, so we'll just put it on the left flank of that trench there. But I think I'm pretty much happy with what the engineers can do, or have done here. Kind of just force them to do things, giving them make work projects at this point, so... After this guy is finished up putting down those tank traps there, and after this guy's done with that, he's done right now, I'm just going to throw him in there. I'm just going to throw them in with some infantry squads and link them up to those infantry squads and use them as regular infantry. And here's our reinforcements I was talking about. We got a Stug 3 tank destroyer, along with a half-track with some elite infantry in it, and we have a self-propelled infantry gun, self-propelled gun there, the Sturmpanzer 1. So we got some good firepower rolling in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this BT-7. I'm going to get this BT-7 to move up over to our flak 88 cannon that we have up on this position here. And I'm going to replace him with our Stug 3. Quite a cool vehicle, one of my favorite vehicles from the war. Just looks cool. I mean, just look at that thing. Low profile on it. Hard to hit. It's a pretty cool gun. Pretty cool vehicle. And we got our self-propelled gun here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw our self-propelled gun up in this area, right behind that trench. I think would be a perfect position for him to go. Our PT-7's rolling in, and our Stug is rolling in. I'm going to get those two infantries in the back to hop out, and I'm going to have them dig a foxhole. And just have them defend that area from these foxholes here that they'll build. Let's move him up, make sure he's able to get that cannon over the mound there. Yeah, and he's good. Alright. Yeah, this guy here. I feel like we should go throw down some tree. just move this half track up in here for now, and we'll actually use those engineers there to build a couple more trenches. So we do have a decent amount of infantry now, actually. Now we got some action over here on the western flank. Taking control of our Stug here and get some rounds down range on these tanks. Stug's got a 75mm cannon on it, quite capable of penetrating the Soviet armor. And it's got a smoke screen here too. Nice, this guy here, he's running low on ammunition, so I'm going to get him to actually run back to our administrative area here and commandeer one of these ammo trucks. And I'm going to use him to drive the ammo truck around and resupply our troops on the front line, because eventually they are going to start running out of ammunition as well, so we're going to want to keep them resupplied. So he's going to start running back there, and he's going to be our ammo runner. We got our half track up in that position. I'm going to get the infantry to bail out. And once that trench there that I set up to be built in that area there, that little corner is built up, I'm going to have them fall in on that area. For now, though, we're just going to pile up on that fence and sandbag. I'm also going to get our artillery signaler to change positions over here. Decent little tank attack coming up on their flank here. Starting to actually break through a little bit. Now for some reason he's shooting HE. Oh, yeah. He's out of, our flak here is out of anti-tank rounds, so we're going to want to get that. We're going to want to get that, ammo truck there to roll up there first and resupply him with some anti-tank shells. Got a T-26 there brewing up. I'm gonna call an airstrike in this area because it's starting to get a little hectic actually. Damn. Get a little strafe from that bush. And this guy is in the truck, so let's go ahead and get him to drive up to our flak 88 position there and resupply our flak gun. Comes our bombing run. Oh, and we just lost we lost 2 planes. Fuck. All right. 2 planes got shot down there somehow. They were able to release their payload, but they did get shot down, so we lost a couple aircraft. I'm sure the Luftwaffe Air Wing will be able to resupply them and get more planes downrange for us, but damn, we lost a couple fighter bombers there. I'm going to get this self-propelled gun to roll up on position. Start getting rounds down range because they're starting to actually hit our position here from the rear. Let's get this German infantry to jump out of that trench, move up there, and start laying fire down those Soviets that are trying to hit our position from the rear there, because that won't be too good if we leave that. We're going to have our self-propelled artillery firing some rounds down range on them. Take direct control, and we're gonna give them hell. It's taking a long time to reload that gun, a little longer than it should. Our infantry's making good work of them. Every time you see one of those crosshairs, that means the sniper's got him in his scope there and he's about to take a shot. Yep, we still have our air support here, so even though those planes are shot down, we're still able to colonize some more aircraft there to support us, which is great. Yeah, they both flipped upside down too, that's funny. Got a strafing run coming in here, or bombing run, sorry, BF-110. I was calling them Heinkel 111s, but they're actually BF-110s. Boom! Direct hit on that Soviet infantry, man. Direct fucking hit on that Soviet infantry. And that guy's out of ammunition there, so we're gonna get him to run back to that ammo truck. That ammo truck right up in there, and there we go. That guy's gonna have plenty of armor-piercing shells now. That guy was very low, so we're gonna let that ammo truck sit there for a little bit and replenish him. Commander needs a cigarette. Commander's gonna go get a cigarette there. Remember, kids, don't smoke. Be back in 2 seconds. Alright, I think they're good there. So before we move up, I'm just going to get him to roll up to that trench there and resupply them. And now I'm going to have this guy drive up to each gun position and resupply each gun position with ammunition. BT7. Okay, yeah, what I wanted to do, but I forgot to do it, is I wanted to get one of these here engineers to dig out a tank trench for our BT7 there, but I think we've lost our engineers. I think they're... No, we still got one over here. Perfect. He's kind of far, but we'll get him to run over here real quick. Get a position set up for our BT7 here.
Enemy tanks approaching from the northwest.
Yeah, we've got tanks approaching from the northwest, so we'll go ahead and let him hang out there. I think we actually have more troops over here. No, we're gonna... Yeah, those troops won't become available until later on in the mission when a objective becomes known to us. These guys aren't really getting much action, so I'm gonna get these guys to run up and man this trench up here that we got built. And that trench that I was talking about over here is now ready, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this squad that came in the half-track in, and we're going to let this half-track move up a little bit more, so that way he can get excellent view on that field for machine gun. But we got tanks coming in this bush here, and the tank just fired at our half-track there, and there you go, our half-track just took a hit. See if we can do any damage with this Panzer II. There we go. That tank's probably going to be a little bit too heavy for the Panzer II to do any damage on it.
The enemy is pushing us once more from the northwest. Designated area. Building is underway to strafe your coordinates.
This guy should be able, our Panzer III should be able to do some damage on him. Whenever he takes his track out, his engine just caught fire. That crew should be bailing out shortly. Get a hit on that turret, and bam, he's out. Our Flak 88 gave the finishing kill on him, the finishing blow. We're going to have a little bit more of an attack coming up from this position. Let's go ahead and take direct control of this BT-7, make sure he doesn't get hurt. Friendly aircraft flying overhead. There is a T something. He's got that 20mm autocannon on him. There's some infantry over here up in this crest. Yes, this is a Soviet tank, BP-7, that the Germans had captured and painted in German colors there. That was actually something that the Germans did quite often. Give some free vehicles, so why not, right? And this vehicle, I mean, I don't know too much about the BP-7, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a fairly good tank. Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be totally wrong. Could have been a horrible piece of shit. Crew members could have hated it, but you never know. Bam, we just took a direct hit on that BT-7 over there, hit him in the turret, and that took him out right off the bat. Oh, and our engine just took a hit. We got a tank on our right flank here. We're going to want to traverse that turret around. Ooh, okay. Our BT-7's in trouble there. We're going to have to rely on our flak to save him. And our flak took some damage as well, so... Yeah, our flak took some damage. It actually needs to be repaired before we can get it back in action. So let's get our flak crew to take out the repair kits and start working on that guy there, because that's not good at all. We have lost our guns in this area. Let's go ahead and call a strike in. Danger close strike. Yeah, that T-26 is coming in. We have anti-tank grenades here. We're going to go ahead and throw one on him. And that missed him. But this guy has a fucking anti-tank rifle, and he decided it wasn't necessary to use it against him while the tank literally just drove by his position, so I'm going to go ahead and take control of him and hopefully do a little bit better than he did. German anti-tank rifle that was used at the beginning stages of the war. They weren't really used that often after the first couple of years of the war. They started getting their Panzerschrecks and their Panzerfaust, their shoulder-launched anti-tank weapons that they preferred much more. But the Soviet Union did use their, I believe it was the PT-7, PTD-7, PTR, something like that. That was their anti-tank rifle that they used for pretty much the majority of the war. The British and Canadian Commonwealth armies, they used what was called the Boys Rifle, or the beginning stages of the wars there before they moved on to using the Piat. And the Americans, they didn't join the war until 1941, as I'm sure the majority of you know, so they came in, I believe they were using their bazooka. Pretty close to that if they weren't using it already. We'll get these guys to repair that BT-7. Alright, our Flak 88's back in action, so we'll go ahead and get our guys to jump back on it. And we need a medic to come up and tend to some of our wounded. We got some wounded guys in this area here, so we're going to go ahead and get a medic to go over and help them out. These guys are out of ammunition. There we go. We got 3 casualties in this trench here, so we're going to go ahead and send our medic over there to help them out. This ammo truck, forgot about our ammo truck. We're going to get him to roll up on some positions here. These guys need ammunition. How we looking over here? Our Panzer II is still in action. Our tank destroyer here, our Panzerjäger 1 is still in action, so he's still able to do some work. Does he have ammo? Yeah, he's doing good for ammo. He's got AP and HE, so he's good now. He's good right now, and our half track needs some repair, so we're going to go ahead and repair that and move that up a little bit closer so we can lay down his machine gun a little bit more effectively on position. Soviets are a little bit of a standstill here, a little bit of a lull in the combat. Got a lot of twisted metal out in that field, a lot of Soviet tanks destroyed, a lot of dead Soviet soldiers. Doing quite well here. We did take some casualties, did take some hits here. They almost broke through on this section here, but we were able to prevent that from happening, and we are now regrouping, getting these guys back in action. So our medic's here, he's going to go ahead and fix him up now. And we'll get our engineer to go ahead and throw down a tank trench for that BT-7. Get some infantry. Just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and call down a artillery strike on them. We haven't been using artillery very often, so let's change that. looking over here. Not bad, not bad. Let's throw that Panzer I up there too, but I don't really have anybody else left to man it. It's pretty useless sending a tank up with one crew member. Alright, our BT-7's repaired. He's still gonna work on it a little bit though. Still got a little bit more to do to it, so why not? Instead of getting this guy to jump into that Panzer I, I'm going to get him to jump out. And I'm going to get him to run over to that BT-7 and man it with those guys there, because they lost a crew member, so they could use one more. And I think that guy, yeah, sometimes when they get hit, they get sucked into the ground. That guy got sucked into the ground, so there's not really anything we can do for him, so... Still doing well. We got a trench system here that doesn't have anybody in it.
Our planes are reporting enemy anti-aircraft artillery in the area. They are reluctant to continue close air support strikes until the AAA is taken out. Strike them and destroy them.
Alright, so we have a Soviet artillery battery that's preventing our air support from continuing any missions. So we're going to want to take care of those guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send an artillery signaler into this bush over here. And I'm going to have him creep up close to the shoreline. This is the Seym River. The Seym River there. I called this the Dneiper River in a previous episode there, but I was wrong. I thought this was the Dneiper. It's much too small to be the Dneiper. This is the Seym River. So we're going to go ahead and get him to push up on the shoreline of that. And I'm going to get him to call an artillery strike on that Soviet anti-aircraft battery, and that will be able to get our airplanes to continue doing some flights, some sorties over our position here to give some support. Split these guys up, get 3 of these guys to go into this massive pit here that nobody's in, just because I don't like a trench being empty. I'll get these guys to spread out a little bit more evenly in that trench there. Alright, so we're gonna get this guy to get down on his belly so he doesn't get seen, and have him crawl up within range to fire his flare pistol there on that Soviet anti-aircraft, so we can take that out. Looks like we got a viewer. We got a viewer here. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate your view. What we're doing right now is we have a Soviet anti-aircraft battery here that's preventing our air support from coming in any further. So I'm sending my artillery signal here to go up, and he's going to call in the coordinates for artillery strike on these guys over there so we can continue with our air support. We have Soviet 25mm autocannons here. This guy's sneaking up slowly but surely. We also have a couple of KV-1 tanks in this area, so we kind of want to stay clear of them. Those KV-1 tanks are quite dangerous tanks there. Very hard to destroy. Got quite thick armor on them. Alright, so he's almost in position. I think once he gets to that position, he will be within range. Just got to make sure he doesn't get caught. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, as you can see, we got the KV-1, that's the Soviet KV-1 tank right there, some infantry on it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take direct control of our artillery signaler. Try to get a flare right into that middle gun there. There we go. Get him to fall back, because those tanks are going to start firing him. He's probably going to die. Yeah, he got killed, always gets killed, but he was able to get that flare off. And we're going to have an artillery strike coming down in that position right now, take out that artillery. Or that anti-aircraft, sorry. Boom, direct hit on that gun in the middle. There we go. So we can resume our air support now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call a bombing run on this area right away. Try to get that infantry in those tanks. Here come our aircraft. These guys are about to get hit pretty hard. Yeah, those guns don't even exist anymore. Destroyed that tank, excellent. Perfect! We destroyed both of those KV-1s, so they're not going to be able to roll those up. Yeah, they're gone. He's repairing still, so I'm going to go and try and call a strafe and run on him.
Requesting call sign Wirsing to strafe the designated area.
And we'll do one more bombing run just for shits and giggles. I really don't want these tanks to roll up. They're going to want us to recover these tanks at the end of the mission, but fuck it. Something else happens that becomes a higher priority while we're on the way to do that, so I'm not too worried about these guys getting completely wrecked.
Soviet armor inbound from the northwest.
Got another armor attack coming in from the northwest here. There we go. We were able to kill those infantry there, kill that crew member that was repairing, so those guys aren't coming back anymore. I think that whole group there has been killed. And we lost 2 more planes too. I think they're fucking crashing into each other by accident. I think that's what's happening. But we're going to go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt and say they got taken out by some anti-aircraft that's off map. Got another armor strike coming in. They're going to try and hit us again in this area where they weakened us. Let's go ahead and throw these guys into the BT-7, get that thing fully manned, and start putting some lead down range on these guys. Try and get into our tank ditch before getting taken out. That engineer is going to want to move out of the way. I'm sure he will. They usually do. Yep. Oof. Nice, that BT-7 should be pretty good there. Oh, uh-oh. We got a Soviet tank rolling in our line right here. Let's swing that gun around and hit him hard. He's out. He is out. That Flak 88, man. It's quite an effective gun. I'm gonna go ahead and call in artillery flare. If my fucking signaler will stand up. There we go, Jesus. Get some artillery out there. Along with an airstrike.
Requesting call sign Wirsing, designated area. Requesting call sign
T-36 is coming up.
To strafe the designated
It's KV-1 right there. What? Man, these planes keep getting fucking shot down. I think that guy got shot down because he crashed into another one. And there were 2 planes going down. That's only one there, so he obviously got shot down somehow. Yeah, so that KV-1 is still operational. That crew is still in there, but they're not really able to do too much. I think they're getting shocked around by those hits. That was quite the strike we just did on this area here. We racked up some pretty good carnage there. Got a lot of kills. I'm trying to take out this KV-1 before it does too much damage. Our engineer here needs ammunition. We got an ammunition box in that trench there we can use. Throw smoke in his face so he can't get that machine gun to work properly. Roll this guy up, hit him in the ass. It's gonna be our best bet. As soon as I do that, the crew falls out. So I'm actually going to not shoot the tank because we can recover that tank at the end of the mission here, and it'll help us out. We got another armor attack coming down this position here on this crossroads, so let's stick around here. Keep this BT-7 in action, see if we can do some more damage. Got a AP shell loaded in the breach, we're all set. And we're gonna greet them with a bombing run here.
1726 is on its way. Wirsing is on the way to bomb your coordinates. Wirsing is on the way to bomb your coordinates.
Try to give you guys a good view here of the combat. Got a good hit on that 226 there. So I'd like to see. T-34, not T-36. This is the tank that came before T-36. Sniper about to take him out. And Sniper got him. 57 gunner coming up here. Artillery's making good work without Soviet soldiers. Go straight and run on them. And we got some infantry coming up around this area here. Only about two have been spotted, so not too much of a threat. We're going to keep concentration on the other side. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this guy to... Ooh, these guys need supplies, so... We're going to rev our supply truck up and get him to swoop over here first, because these guys are on the low. Also need to get a medical up here. Ah, fuck, he got stuck on the ground. God damn it. God damn it. Oh well. So we've actually only got two crew left on that Flak 88. We lost 2 crew members, they were killed. So I'm going to get you 2 guys to jump on there and assist themselves. That gun is more effective.
Requesting call sign Würsing to bombard the designated area.
These guys here got good ammo now. We'll drive. Oh shit, I forgot. That's why that trench is empty, because I had these guys over there. We'll get them just running and resupply real quick. Yeah, that KB-1 just brewed up in that bombing run, so he's done. Alright, now we'll get this guy to drive on over there. In fact, I'm going to just take direct control of him. Have a little Sunday drive down there. Watch out for that pothole. So that's one of the things I really love about this game is you can directly control every vehicle, every unit. And I mean, like, I know it's just a truck, but it's a German World War II truck, and there's not many games that let you drive around in a World War II battle as a German in an Opel Blitz, so I like that, man. It's cool. I love it. Ammo delivery. Oh! That was my fault, boys. Sorry about that. You guys are all still good, though. No one got hurt. Yeah, we're good. Get back in that trench there. You guys got your ammo. Get these guys their ammo now. These guys probably use a little bit of a replenishment as well, I'd say. Soviet attackers seem to have stalled a little bit. We have 5 minutes left before the Soviets just give up altogether and stop attacking our position here and regroup for maybe another one. You never know. Alright, so those guys got ammo. Yeah, we have another attack coming in from the north. I'm going to go ahead and throw that ammo truck there in that little crossroad area for the meantime. Let's go ahead and take control of this Panzerjäger. Okay, so he doesn't have the best arc, and he's not able to traverse the tracks there, so all he can do, he's going to try and just hit those stragglers, I guess, to get through, so we'll go ahead and take control of this guy here. Guy's just ramming through all his buddies. Get the fuck out of my way, guy. I'm moving up. I'm taking these Germans out. There's another one. Oh, man. That's power. That's power. There we go. Got a hit on his T-34 turret. Got another tank rolling. Ooh, he tried to shoot us. That was meant for us. Get a hit on that hull. Try and pierce that hull and kill those crew members. It's like airstrike right there.
To bomb your coordinates.
Oh, we got a Soviet tank in our lines. T-34 got into our lines here. Let's see if we can hit it with an anti-tank gun, or anti-tank grenade. Well, he's not really moving. But I'm still gonna go ahead and take him out. One minute left on this attack here, and the Russians are going to fall back. Did some pretty good work there, I'd say. Jesus, that guy's been there the whole time. Alright, let's get him to just move up and link up with these three guys here. Turn them into a squad. It's a lot of carnage. I mean, scenes like this were not uncommon in World War II. This is pretty accurate. Pretty closely accurate, I'd say, to what the aftermath of a World War II fight would look like. The only difference being, I'm sure there would be a lot more blood, guts, and bodies and screaming. It would be a lot more brutal than that. But it's
Excellent job.
pretty crazy, man, to imagine what it would have been like
coming away.
being a part of one of these attacks.
In the vicinity. See whether we can salvage some of those heavy beasts. They must weigh at least 40 tons.
Alright, so yeah, they want us to go ahead and salvage a KV-1. Luckily, we got a KV-1 right here waiting for us. So we're going to go ahead and salvage this guy here. We're going to want to repair him. Get a couple guys to jump on repairing that, because that'll get it to go a lot faster that way, obviously. 3 guys repairing, I think that'll be good.
Verstanden! Jawohl!
Damn, the weather has worsened significantly. Our aviators will not be able to help us in these conditions.
So we just lost our air support due to the weather.
Befehl wird ausgeführt!
And we should have... No, we don't have them just yet, but soon enough we're going to have a Panzer III with 2 infantry squads show up there.
Panzer erwartet Ihre Befehle.
No, he's a machine gunner and he's out of ammo, so we'll go ahead and... Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. I fucked up. I guess the driver of that half-track is a machine gunner. Now I'm starting to get some artillery hits on our administrative area there.
What the hell is that? That is no ordinary artillery. Herr Leutnant, take whatever troops are at your disposal and eliminate the threat.
Alright, so we've got some heavy Soviet artillery. We've got to go up and attack that Soviet artillery position, take them out before they take us all out, because as you can see, they're causing some pretty good damage at the moment. Those look to be about 230mm cannons on those guys, so that's some pretty hardcore artillery. These guys are still repairing. Got one more guy working on that tank there, so I'm going to go ahead and put together an attack team to go and take out that artillery there. So let's pile these guys into this half-track. Excuse me. Our Panzer II's been taken out. I'm not surprised. Get these guys to roll up in this half-track here. Oh yes, and we have these guys here now. I was waiting for these guys, so these guys are ready to move up. I want them to come in right here. They'll meet our other friends that we are gathering right on that crossroads there, and they'll be able to move up from that position. And I will have... We have enough infantry. I just want another tank. We're going to get this tank to roll up and meet up with them. Once that KV-1's been repaired, I think I'll man that KV-1 and bring him up too. Is this BT-7 still good to go? It's got some track damage, so we'll go ahead and repair him too. I think this self-propelled artillery would be smart to bring as well, so I'll just go ahead and move him up there for the meantime. We just experienced a near miss from that 233mm shell, so it's a good thing that we're getting out of here now. Just went and completely destroyed that Panzer II we had there. Excuse me. It's like a World War II side-scroller. And they're still working on that BT or that KV-1. They're still firing. We gotta get up there sooner than later. Right, these guys are starting to show up. It means we can roll him up. Let's go get that Artie. Got a nice little force here. Half-track 2 Panzer IIIs and 2 squads of machine gun infantry, so I think we'll do quite well. Got a lot of machine guns. Germans love their machine guns in World War II, so this is quite appropriate. Just going to send that infantry up ahead of our vehicles, so if there's any anti-tank elements that the Russians have up here, they'll fire at our infantry first, not our tanks. And move that half-track up with them as well too, though, just for some support. Yeah, we've got a Soviet trench here, and I think we have a anti-tank gun hiding behind this bush here as well. You just can't see it just yet, so we're gonna move up there and hit these guys. We don't have any smoke screen. Yeah, let's flank them nice and quick so they don't have much time to do damage on us. Just lost one tank. Alright, and that crew's out. Just took out that Soviet anti-tank crew. So we can start taking out the infantry and moving up our vehicles here. We've got one tank left, which I think will be alright. We've got some more infantry coming up around here, so we're gonna swing our guns around and start hitting them. Taking one infantry casualty, that's okay too. Push him up there. Push this half truck in there to give some machine gun support. These guns are right over there, so I'm going to go ahead and throw some rounds on them. There we go, we got it back. Crude's out. Throw some HE shells down range here. Another one down.
Achtung, feindliches Geschütz!
There we go, we're doing quite well here. Let's move up, take that trench, and push these guys forward down that road. Half truck will move up with them. Get in there, boys, and take out that gun position. And we have a smaller Soviet anti-aircraft gun here that we've just taken out and neutralized, so there we go. Mission accomplished. Good job. We have victory. The solid stand of the 9th Army, along with the heroic contribution of the Luftwaffe, caused Konev's forces to fail in their encirclement of Army Group Centre. The counterattack of the Soviets stagnated in February. The new frontline layout led to the Reserve meat grinder and other battles where, despite terrible losses, the Soviet sacrifice has secured the capital. Hitler then turned south towards the Caucasus and Stalingrad, meaning that Moscow would be securely in Soviet hands and no future attempts to capture it would take place. Operation Typhoon had failed. So there you have it. That was the end at this point. The Germans were able to dig in quite well and stop those Soviet counterattacks and pushing them back any further around this area of Glushkovo here. As I said there, the Soviet counterattack stagnated around February. This took place in January, so these guys still got about a little bit more than over a month probably to deal with Soviet attacks before that dies down. So yeah, that finishes up the the Operation Typhoon Moscow campaign for both the German and the Russian mission sets. We're going to be moving on to the Caucasus, the Crimean campaign. That's going to be coming up next. I'm probably going to be doing the German mission first, followed by the Russian mission. That's going to be DLC actually, so we're going to be getting into the first DLC of this game. So that should be quite interesting. After the Crimean campaign's finished up, we're going to be going over to the Battle of Stalingrad, which I'm quite interested about, or quite excited for, since that was the probably one of the most famous battles and the most famous battle of the Eastern Front during World War II. So it'll be quite cool to go ahead and see what they've got done up for that. I might do, this game has skirmish mode as well, which are missions separate from the actual campaign. I might do a couple skirmish missions and add them into the series too for Stalingrad, just to really push in there that was a major battle and give it a little bit more time, a little bit more coverage on this series here. So I'm quite excited for that. So next time you see me, we'll be rolling into Crimea. The Siege of Sevastopol is going to be the next episode here, so you can look forward to that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching in the future. If you're watching, thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw, the World War II gaming content, and in the future we're going to be doing some modern gaming content, Modern Warfare gaming content as well. Modern Warfare as in Modern War, not just the Call of Duty series, although we'll probably be touching up on that because, you know, I love FPS and the Modern Warfare series is one of my favorites, so probably do a little bit of that too. So yeah, if you like that, World War II and modern military content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're a brand new channel, so we're trying to see what we can do here and bump up the subscription numbers and view numbers there. So, but we're having a good time nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like if you liked what you saw, and we'll see you again when we're rolling into Crimea. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.